Hey guys, EST here, and the election is tomorrow, so it's high time and a bit overdue, but I've been working every single weekend to make a video talking about what you can do to prepare for the election. 1, get out there and vote. 2, if you're not from America, this is still good information for anything that might happen in your country as well, of course, so stay tuned. And I hate to say it, but if you're arriving on this video last second because you saw it pop up and you're like, okay, I'm at least a little curious, and you start thinking, okay, I should square away water and food and medical, and you're starting from zero. I don't even have a starting from zero video. It's very topic oriented, and I hate to say it, but good luck. You're showing up to this one a little bit late. I mean, go watch a intro to prep or what should I do first video. I don't have one. There's some good ones out there. But for those of you who are like, okay, I'm ready for a weather event, a war, and a quarantine, a food shortage, and everything in between, I've got the basics. I got defense, food, water, filters, medical supplies. We're good. What else should you do? 1, I would say limit travel. I'm not saying go hide in your house because something might happen, but you know how much some people love blocking highways, and you don't want to be late to work and, pay for the tow when you run out of gas, or who knows what else they'll do. I mean, then you got rioting. That's mostly in big cities. You wouldn't be able to get away with that where I live. Not only would the citizens not allow it, I don't think the local police would allow it. But if you live in a 1,000,000+ person city, it's happened before, and they're even more delusional this time. And if Democrats are going to control everything for the next 4 years, very unlikely, but you never know what interesting new counting methods they're using this time. Very unlikely with the increased number of poll watchers, just saying. But if you see something, there's no recourse because the courts just throw it out and say blah, 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 standing something, I don't know, too late. Then the police know who's going to be in charge. If they crack down on protesters causing all kinds of havoc, but they're on a certain political party, ooh, you're going to be in trouble if you put them in jail, just like it's been for the last 4+ years. Yeah, stay away from that. So if you live in a city, you're already kind of a complete idiot. But I don't know. If you're 18 years old, you just moved out and that's where your family's from, okay, well, good luck. Stay where you're at. I wouldn't go out shopping. I wouldn't go to a mall. I wouldn't go to a concert. I'm not saying it's ooh, terrorism central, watch out. Ooh, Civil War, World War V. But are you going to get there? Is there just going to be rampant crime and looting? Probably. Is there going to be protests? Probably. Are they going to crack down on them? Depends who wins, because see, Trump ain't in charge until next year. So, I mean, they block a highway, that's bad. You're stuck. That you can't turn around. That is a very, very bad situation. I would attempt to work from home. I would, before you leave, get up early, check the traffic reports and all that kind of stuff. Be absolutely glued to the news right before you go out and do anything. And if you live in an area that's pretty blue, you might want to just pull in the lawn furniture. You never know if they go to suburbs and just start breaking stuff because they're mad and they're delusional because the world's over and Trump's Hitler and, oh no, the Nazis just took over. It's just ridiculous, brainwashed idiocy. So if you have too many people, percentage-wise, that believe that in your area, hunker down, okay? Everything's getting stolen or broke that's out in the open potentially. I mean, I'm saying it's very unlikely mathematically, but not impossible. And you know what? It's never a bad time to make sure that all of your self-defense stuff works. No dents, no damage to your pepper spray. Your guns haven't been oiled in a while. Maybe take them apart and re-oil them, just in case. Just in case somebody wants to be opportunistic and be like, well, if everybody's out, holding up signs and, telling people to honk and wave or whatever, just minimal stuff, well, then the police are probably busy. I'm going to go break into a house. I mean, it just doesn't even have to be related. It could just be oh, chaos is going on. Cool. Looting time. Hate to say it, but a lot of people will show who they are and what type of person they are at your work. And they might just do their own little purge and start firing people left and right or treating you poorly because they know what side you are on. Or people might start stomping off that are really important to the company. Usually that's not liberals, but if you have one person in, so-and-so department and then they stomp off and leave because, ooh, this is a conservative company, I'm done, I'm going to go work for an activist, whatever, and move to Portland. Well, get ready for that, okay? Get ready, have a plan. Just imagine 10% of your company either can't come into work because the hard drives, what the hell? The highways, I work in IT, by the way, the highways are not passable. They never set up work from home properly, or they just quit, or they went ballistic and are just on the warpath and joined a militia, or who knows? Have replaceability, especially if you're a manager, or cross-train them. I know you got 1 day, so okay, this video could have came out earlier. But just be mentally prepared for, okay, what would happen where I work if 10% of the people just went away, couldn't come into work, quit, whatever. Or if you got terminated, I would update your resume right now just in case. Make some job site accounts, update your Indeed or whatever, LinkedIn, just in case. You're going to get a ton of inquiries. You don't have to, go actively job searching. You don't have to respond to any of them. You just want to be off the finish line before other people start the race. Okay. It's a good way to get out ahead of them. You know what I mean? Just in case your whole company shuts down because liberals' brains explode and none of them want to go into work anymore and they all quit to go stay home and drink or whatever those idiots do. Other than that, not much else came to mind. Just limit travel. Don't go to big groups. Don't go to anywhere you don't need. And check all your stuff. Besides that, to prevent a situation getting worse, the number one thing you can do to prepare for damage in the future and mitigate it is to get out and vote and take people with you. If you know somebody with a broken leg, somebody at the nursing home, someone, your friends on Facebook, put it out there. Anybody need a ride? Call in, do a half day, call in sick, doesn't matter, whatever you got to do. Call an Uber for them. I think you can't technically do that. Maybe a taxi would do it. You just give them billing information, they'll do it. That'll be the best like $20-$30 you ever spend is getting that one person into the booth. Now, if you're in like California and you're like, well, it doesn't matter because my district, my area is always blue. So it doesn't matter who I vote for. It does because you want to send a message. You want to say Trump won by 5 million. People always say the popular vote, the popular vote. That's because conservatives in New York and California don't go out and vote because they know their vote doesn't matter. Well, guess what? Your vote does matter this time. It mattered last time. It won't influence the results in any way, shape, or form, but it'll let people know, no, he actually won by this much, you actually lost by this much, screw you. And enough people might stay home and enough people might go out to vote that are disenfranchised and mad at who's running versus very motivated at what might happen in the future, that you might actually swing some places that you might think are a foregone conclusion. You need to take 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it takes out of your day to get out and vote tomorrow. Now, I didn't vote early because I don't want anybody losing track of my total chain of custody ballot. And I am sure as hell voting with a paper trail, okay? I ain't doing that touchscreen crap. I work in IT. I'm not doing it. What does that tell you? I'm not some paranoid old boomer. I just know better. Now, one thing that I have merely been told by multiple fairly respectable sources, and this was actually true last election, if you voted by mail or you voted early or whatever, you want to make sure that it was counted correctly. You can go on the day of and ask them, does it appear that I've already voted? Like I did, but I want to make sure that, the ballot got there, didn't get lost in the mail, or somebody didn't count something wrong. And if they say, no, that's an attempt to vote twice, then go with it. If they say, well, yeah, there might have been a mistake, just vote now. And if you show up twice, we'll delete it. Then do that. Do whatever they tell you to, obviously. You don't want to break any kind of laws or anything. But you also don't want to think you voted and then find out you didn't. And weeks later, let me remind you, you can look up in public records if you voted. At that point, if it says no, then there's nothing you can do. At least, once again, that is what I have been told. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an election specialist, and I'm not telling you to go vote twice to try and, be sneaky or something like that, okay? That's not what conservatives and moral, upstanding people do. But if you got extra time or you just want to make double check and sure, I've heard that that's a thing you can do. But if you're in a battleground state, oh my gosh, you better volunteer or encourage, literally call people, send individual text messages. Take 10 minutes out of your day. It's not even that hard. Fun little fact for you. You can hook up a USB keyboard with a USB A to C converter to almost any Android phone or Apple phone and type really quickly on it. I can't imagine anybody doesn't know that it's that day, but if they're kind of on the fence like, no, I'm sure he'll win, I'm sure she'll win. And in either case, my vote's not that important. Wrong. Just about drag him kicking and screaming, not literally. You can even call your local whatever office and say, hey, do you need any additional volunteer drivers for like nursing homes, for disabled folks, for any call-ins day of, or like... what? If they got half a brain and a couple bucks, they already rented like a stretch limo or like a mini bus or something to drive people around because that could be 100, 200, 300 more votes. Yeah, some Democrats might lie and also get on the bus and they vote too. But if it's even 55-45, then guess what? That's net votes in your favor. You need to go the extra mile because every single election lately has been really close. It really doesn't matter where you live, but I would go that hard and put in that much effort if you're in a swing state. So that's how you can prep for the future. Otherwise, people losing their minds and unable to function people disrupting logistics and travel, and angry psychopaths who are not mentally stable targeting crowds at events because they're that angry and delusional and brainwashed. Those are the things that most came to mind when I sat here and analyzed the situation. If you have anything else that you think might be beneficial, leave it down in the comment section. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.